I mean, I should say we don't limit ourselves. There are pieces which we like to present in a cappella format as well. I mean, a cappella by a form by itself means without any instruments, just a bunch of voices.
Experience is still going to be a surprise. It's going to be a
Yeah,
surprise for us also because
yeah,
we also don't know how we're going to sound. But I think hearing the choir absolutely unmiked is an experience in itself, and it is something for everybody to, at least for once in their life, just hear voices as directly from the source without any PA. Current NCPA repertoire, we are sticking to, I think, Tamil, Malayalam in the South Indian languages, and then we have Hindi, and like Karthik said, we have Jibrin.
unbelievable memory. I heard the Jacob Collier in 2019, and it was by far the most great experience that I've had in my entire life.
Welcome to This Week at the NCPA. It's a festival we're really excited about. One World, Many Musics. Day 1, that's the 10th of October at the Tata Theatre, 6:30 p.m. is an extraordinary choir. They're the Indian Choral Ensemble. Based in Chennai, they seek to bring together talented singers from across India to deliver captivating performances that seamlessly blend Western choral harmonies with Indian music aesthetics. Tickets are live now at Book My Show and also at the venue, National Center of Performing Arts. And I'm very pleased to welcome Karthik and Kalyani, who are the choir's director duo. Hi Karthik, hi Kalyani, how are you?
Hi Rishi,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Wonderful. I'm going to start with what I think is spectacular. You have an ensemble of 37 singers and 6 musicians, and that to me is a large group, and it can end up sounding very majestic, and I can only imagine what the Tata Theatre is going to do to your sound and amplify it. It's going to be beautiful. But tell me, you're only 4 years old. How did you manage to come together as a choral ensemble? And not easy getting 37 singers together. So Karthik, that's a good place to start.
Yeah, I mean it's always a vision to kind of build a performing ensemble here in India, and also like both Kalyani and I are very inspired with working with singers, voice ensembles basically. So we just started off. I mean, when we started off, we just wanted to meet once a week and like just do whatever we feel like, and both of us write arrangements for the choir, and we rehearse with them, and we do different kinds of things, try out a few ideas each week. And one thing led to another. At some point, we started performing, and then from there we never stopped. And we wanted to perform in and around Chennai. Now, Mumbai was a dream for past 2-3 years, I should say. And it was a gradual dream. We wanted to develop the choir. Now we are in NCPA. We are very excited. Yeah.
So Kalyani, let me understand how this works. The idea will be Indian, and you're going to handle that idea within the framework of Western choral harmonies. Is that the way it works? And then do you switch your styles from one to another?
More than switching, I would say it's probably like a fusion of two worlds, because the melodies that Karthik and I write, because we have a lot of Indian influence growing up, the melodies are very strongly rooted in Indian. So the tunes are very melodic, Indian based. But at the same time, we explore and arrange them in a choir, Western choir style. So there'll be like a lot of, mostly our songs are about 6 to 8 dense harmonies, so, and there are a lot of counter melodies and, things like that happening, like generally how, you would hear something like in classical Bach or Mozart. We are inspired by both the worlds, the Indian and the Western. So I think it's like it's two things coming together. So that's how I would say, because we have different genres, some of our songs are very, very Indian rooted. Some are slightly influenced by folk. Some are influenced by some African sounds. So I think it's different genres presented in choral style.
That's very, very interesting.
Yes.
Now, The people sometimes, I imagine, have a difficulty in understanding what you're all about. The classic connotation of a choir is Western church music, or music that's gospel, or music that's Western classical vocals. But you obviously have to get people used to this, because in essence you're not an a cappella group, and you're very particular in maintaining that. Karthik, talk about that. Talk about the style per se.
I mean, I should say we don't limit ourselves. There are pieces which we like to present in a cappella format as well. I mean, a cappella by a form by itself means without any instrument, just a bunch of voices. There are pieces within the repertoire which we perform a cappella, but we also have the band accompany. So I wanted to address, I mean, choir as a genre comes from essentially Western music. So here we do have ensembles, but classical music, there is no concept of vertical harmonization. So when you go to any classical concert, mostly even within the ensemble, everybody is going to either follow or support or like dialogue with the lead performer, and mostly in the same kind of a rag and like things like that. When you bring in a large ensemble setup, choir or any orchestral ensemble, the whole concept and the genre comes from the West. But as our name suggests, like we wanted to call ourselves Indian Choral Ensemble because, as you said, it's not a choir which only performs gospel or some kind of a Western style. We wanted to. I mean, we live in 21st century, so we have influence from various different genres across the world. And we are also very rooted to whatever is the genre which is here, like the Indian traditional classical music or the folk forms that we are used to hearing. So we wanted to create an ensemble which basically can fit anywhere and take any kind of a style and make a version of it. So that's where we belong, and I would say that we want to belong where there are no boundaries. Like as Kalyani is saying, we do have pieces in which there are. I mean, like even with respect to languages. Our repertoire includes Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, English. There are pieces in gibberish. Like we really don't want to. We want to push our boundary, how much ever possible, and that's where we are. But,
That's actually very spectacular. It segued
yeah,
beautifully into my next question, which is going to be language.
yeah.
So let me get this right. I mean, it's a combination of Tamil, Hindi, even gibberish, which is quite cool. And a few Kannada, Telugu, and Malayalam songs also. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes.
Kannada, Telugu, we don't have anything yet, but we do sometimes have to perform in those languages also. But for the current NCPA repertoire, we are sticking to, I think, Tamil, Malayalam in the South Indian languages, and then we have Hindi, and like Karthik said, we have gibberish. So I think we both truly believe that when it comes to choral music, it just transcends language, because I think people, the voices just speak straight to the heart, and people feel the emotion. There's no need for language. This is something that we've felt it. All of us in the choir have always felt it. So, and also I think in our choir also, we're a very heterogeneous group. Like, although we all come from Chennai, we are based in Chennai. In our group itself, we have a lot of Hindi speaking people, from Bombay, from Rajasthan, from Madhya Pradesh. So I think we're a mixed group. So it makes it very, we're all comfortable. So sometimes they are all learning Tamil, and sometimes the Tamil speaking people are learning Hindi. So I think it works both ways. Yeah.
I love that you, apparently, little birdie tells me that you leave some singers scattered in the audience. That must come as a huge surprise, no matter where you perform this.
That's
Fill me in on
kind
that.
of our USP generally. But since we are an ensemble of 40 people, sometimes it limits us to perform only in an ensemble which is in a space which can accommodate 300 or less people. But we want to try out. I mean, that's one of the surprise we wanted to keep it till the day. But we want to try out the same in the NCPA Tata Theatre as well.
Yeah, I think the experience is still going to be a surprise. It's going to be a
Yeah.
surprise for us also because
Yeah.
we also don't know how we're going to sound. But I think hearing the choir absolutely unmiked is an experience in itself, and it is something for everybody to, at least for once in their life, just hear voices as directly from the source without any PA. It's absolutely magical, and however we hear the choir as choir directors when we are in our rehearsal room, that is what we want our audiences also to explore. So it just came out from that. It stemmed from that idea. And like Karthik said, I think till now here in Chennai, we've been performing in smaller closed auditoriums where this worked because, 40 of us unamplified are able to reach about 400 people. But more than that, we have to see. But we have planned a small segment, and we are also really, really looking forward to that.
So let me get this straight. You're not averse to microphones, Karthik and Kalyani. It's not as though you're allergic to it.
No.
But you say you prefer,
Yeah.
natural without microphones, so that the acoustics of the space of the place, if it's a 300, 400 people capacity place, will carry your voices through. But if you're given microphones and if they're required, so be it. That's what you're saying.
So last time we performed in Mumbai for Harman Live Arena, it was all mic'd. And it was to showcase one of their technical setup in which there was a surround sound sort of a thing which was simulated while we were performing live. But like you said, the interesting aspect about sound is that I mean, there is a science which is related to the where we perform the instrument and the space and everything. Like for instance, the space kind of decides the rhythm of the whole group. If I have to put it in a simple word, when we move to a closer space, it's going to sound a little more tighter, and we can do quick dynamics as well. When we go to a much wider space, it's going to sound warm and like a little slow and like mellow. I mean, I don't want to over explain this. I just want to say the acoustics of the sound is pretty much dependent on the space as well, and how the space is built, and all the reflections and everything. So when we mic it, I always feel the source is being amplified, so it is a different source by its own. When you put a mic to a voice and amplify it, it's a new kind of a source, and then you amplify it altogether. But when human voice is just singing, then how it behaves in a space is very, very different. And also there are certain harmonics which are added within the sound, which kind of contributes to the aesthetics of the sound, which these are all quite technical, but I just want to say the experience of the people singing naturally in a particular space is very, very different from when they are amplified. And it is the most exciting thing also, not just for voices. I should say for any bigger orchestral ensemble. Like this would be the same thing even if you ask somebody who is directing a string ensemble, would say that they would want to take them to a space and listen to them unmiked. So because when there is a band, it's just 5 people, and you put a microphone, it makes sense because you can't amplify them. You can't amplify them for 1,000 people. But when there are like 50 musicians performing, probably that amplification is only to make it loud. But when you don't amplify, you actually get those aesthetics of that space. Yeah.
Makes sense. Now, just some credits. The musicians who are going to be performing with you, is this your regular band, people who accompany you? And what instruments are we talking about? I imagine that you will have guitars, maybe a saxophone, but any other interesting instruments? And please take names of who's accompanying you, Kalyani and Karthik.
Yes. So yes, as you named it, we have 2 guitars, Chris Jason and Akshay Yashodharan on acoustic guitars, and we have Lakshman Arvind on the bass. Then we have Nikhil, who plays flute and saxophone. Apart from that, we have two very, very interesting instruments. One is Rahul Padamali, who plays the mallets. So he's going to be playing the vibraphone. And we have a sarangi player also, Manon Mani. So this
Lovely.
is a 6-member band.
I'm very keen to
all
see
of
how
them
the
have,
sarangi comes in.
yeah. All of them have been, part of our journey. So they all add that little bit of magic into the repertoire, and I think this is a sound that we also we are very comfortable performing with each other. So, yeah.
Okay, just to fill you guys in, if you're looking to kind of look at their discography, which is the tracks that they put out, tracks they're working on, the Indian Choral Ensemble from Chennai had an EP, a debut 6-track EP out called Ula,
Yes.
which was written and composed by Kalyani, and it released in 2024, which is last year.
That's
And Karthik has an upcoming EP of the Indian Choral Ensemble has been written by Karthik and composed by Karthik, which is called Kismat, the EP. So I imagine you are going to be having tracks from both those EPs, guys. And first, let's
Yes.
go one by one. I mean, what does Ula mean, and what kind of tracks are there? I believe the album was in consideration for an entry into the Grammys, which is a very,
Yes,
very big
I was
honor
an
for you
entry.
guys.
Yeah. I had sent it as an entry, but unfortunately, we didn't get into the nomination list.
That's
But
life.
but that's okay. It was received very, very well. So that had about 6 tracks, and yes, I think we're performing all the tracks from the album. Yes, we are. So I think those songs were the first set of 4-5 songs that we actually started the choir with. In fact, one of the songs in that called Namtam is the song which kind of through which we all met. So I think those are like the old set of songs. But this year we have a bunch of like some killer compositions that Karthik has written, and they are not released yet. But yes, we've been performing them in the last 2-3 shows. But yes, for the Bombay audience, it's going to be an absolutely new, unreleased songs.
Yeah, just a bit of a teaser for audiences on what Kismet the EP is all about, Karthik.
Yeah, it's a 5-track EP, and it has some songs in Tamil written by me. It has one song in Hindi written by dear friend Vikram Etke, and some other songs are in gibberish. So it it includes. I mean, for me, a choir as an instrument is a very it's a very communal sound, and it's a very social sound. So it talks about emotions when you get along with people. Like it talks about there is one song which is a prayer. There is one song which is our gratitude towards audience. There is one song, the Kismat, the song itself is actually about different phases of our life and like things like that. So yeah, it's going to be released soon. I mean, we have been performing. The thing what Kalyani and I do is we write, we experiment, and with each track we want to do something new with the ensemble. And at the end, I think we kind of accumulate some of these and put it out as a EP as well, because it's a different form. It's for a different audience. But our heart really lies when we perform them live. But even when we record, we try to record in such a way that the whole live expressions remain the same in the recording as well. Like we don't record them individually. We record the entire choir together, and we record it like how we perform. That's also one of our USP when it comes to performance, and when we record ourselves for film music as well. This is what people look for in us, because there is very less ensembles which are like this big in India, at least choirs, like 40 people, and who can read music, who can perform any styles, and who can actually perform at once different kinds of layers as well. So yeah.
It's what I call old school recording. So beautiful.
Right.
Everybody into the
Yeah,
room together.
that's true.
Right.
Even duets these days are not done together. The
Yeah.
male voice is recorded somewhere else, female voice somewhere else. Sessions, musicians are recorded separately. So it's wonderful
Yeah.
to know that you're doing that. Now, just everybody who's watching or listening,
Yeah.
this festival, which is One World, Many Musics, is now in its 15th edition. And really, such a beautiful platform. The Indian Music Department of the NCPA has showcased varied musical forms, reaffirming the peaceful coexistence of cultural plurality. Every October, over 2 days, the festival offers fertile ground for familiarization with music styles from around the world and their influence on each other, leading to newer forms. So, if you look at the past years, there's been Indian Ocean, Medieval Pundits, Raghu Dikshit, Papon, East India Company, Agni, Euphoria, Yellow Diary, Chai Met Toast. Now, this year, the first day is the Indian Choral Ensemble. The second day will see veteran lyricist and multi-hyphenate Swanand Kirkire's storytelling and live music show called Bavra Live. So, really spectacular 2 days on One World, Many Musics. Karthik, you have been to the NCPA before, and what I love about the Tara Theatre, and you will realize this because this is the Indian Choral Ensemble's debut performance, is that the audience is actually, you're below, and the audience is flowing above like this,
Right.
away from you up into the sunrise or the sunset, as it were.
Right.
And the acoustics are absolutely beautiful. Any experience that you'd like to share with us, shows that you've seen at the NCPA? Because the program is called This Week at the NCPA.
Yeah. Last time I visited NCPA was an unbelievable memory. I heard the Jacob Collier in 2019, and it was by far the most great experience that I've had in my entire life. The 3 hours I spent in the theater, but obviously, I mean, like Voctronica opened for Jacob as well. So at that time, I had a very small. I used to work with different ensembles. I had a very small vocal ensemble. It was always a dream to get the artists from Chennai to over there, because I feel like NCPA also has a very good audience who can be receptive of good. I mean, like the music has to be good. The language is no barrier, and that's very promising. So we have been trying to come there, and the acoustics is also like one of the great theaters to have such a great acoustic, especially for a large ensemble setup. So Kalyani and I visited recently. I don't know, a couple of months back to
in August. In August we were there. I haven't heard anything at the NCPA. But I think in August, when I first walked into the Tata Theatre, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. We're going to perform in such a beautiful hall.
Yeah, we were kind of singing and roaming in the theatre to enjoy the acoustics and planning how to present our whole set. Yeah, it's really exciting. We are very excited.
There you have it. 10th of October, 6:30 p.m., the Indian Choral Ensemble. It's an NCPA presentation as part of One World, Many Musics Day 1. Tickets are live now at Book My Show, as well as the venue, the National Center of Performing Arts. Karthik, Kalyani, really enjoyable conversation with you guys. And, well, see you on the 10th. I can't wait to hear you guys do your thing at the Tata Theatre.
Thanks a lot, Hrishi.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
94.3 Radio 1.